a little bit surprised. We haven't seen any Nidalee bans, or at least very few, and even fewer teams still have been taking them. That just goes to show that our little local scene meta is a little bit different from what you might see on the world stage and the grand scheme of things, especially with Nautilus being grabbed out from negative space.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a top lane Nautilus, I'm going to think. I don't think it'll be in the jungle there. It could be, but there was one or two top lane Nautilus I saw got picked up in the World Championships, so he's a very strong tank right now, very safe laner, so easy. He's a good blind pick into whatever White Girl Wasted wants to pick into the top lane here.
That's definitely entirely possible, especially considering how aggressive these junglers have been inside of each other's jungles. Would expect to see Graves going in and trying to punish that Nautilus if they do take him into the brush, but it's still a possibility. They have a fairly high-end cap on their teamwork. There's lots of communication, so there'd be collapses down. They might be relying on their team to make sure he doesn't get just wrecked in the early couple levels of the jungle.
I did like in the first round picks for the red side picking up a very strong bot lane though. Even with the Nami on White Girl Wasted, Caitlyn Karma has just so much range on Lucian. They'll get poked out and have pretty much lane dominance for most of the laning phase.
And you're right. There you go. The Nautilus top and grabbing a Kha'Zix in the jungle. That's something you don't see in a lot of competitive scenes.
No, but I think it goes really well with the Nautilus top and with the Karma support, even with the Lux mid as well. You got lots of shields to help him out with the dive. The Nautilus ulti knockup got buffed a couple patches ago, so it's really strong right now. I'm actually really surprised it's not seen a bit more in the Worlds meta, and I think Watery is going to show up and show us why it's a strong pick right now.
It could just be to clean up, quite frankly, because the rest of the team has all sorts of lockdown tools, and then just the Kha'Zix being in there to make sure you can get the burst damage down on whoever they do successfully lock down.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting seeing what the LeBlanc is going to be able to do against the Lux in the mid lane, whether she's going to possibly get an early kill or two and be able to snowball off that, or just have to play it out and hope that she can get a good flank onto the Caitlyn in team fights.
Yeah, that does seem like a pretty rough matchup there for Bradshaw's Lux going into that LeBlanc, but that's just the roll of the dice when you're prioritizing certain picks over others, right? So
yeah, at the very least, Bradshaw's should have the range advantage to stay back in the lane and play under tower if need be.
But once he gets pushed to the tower, that LeBlanc can dive, especially at 6, pretty fiercely.
So I think
the ignite.
We might see the Kha'Zix be camping mid a fair bit between the lockdown and the burst from Lux. LeBlanc's a pretty squishy champion. She'll explode pretty quick. So maybe some early ganks if that LeBlanc tries to push in under tower.
Yeah, that's true. He could do work bot as well.
Yeah.
There's no tank down there on in their bottom lane for White Girl Wasted. So
yeah. Same with both sides, really. It's a matter of who can get the stronger engage. If Nami gets a really good bubble off, then it could be a really rough lane. But the range advantage that Caitlyn and Karma provide, they should just shove the lane constantly and force White Girl Wasted to play under tower all of laning phase.
And you were saying that you had just made it in. The Namis that we've seen so far at this tournament have been pretty on point. Like, very largely, their bubbles have very rarely whiffed. Even if they haven't hit the target they were aiming for, they hit somebody. So
yeah. White Girl Wasted is actually one of the teams that I got to cast probably a year and a half ago, and even back then they were playing the Nami, and Quantic Theory was really good on the Nami, so this is an old pickup, and now that it's back in the meta, I'm sure they're quite happy to be playing that again.
Yeah, the burst that can come down from the Nami with the Lucian can be pretty brutal. As you're saying, any hard CC like a bubble can obviously have the best sorts of trades where, trade where you're doing damage versus taking no damage. Obviously the best kind of trade in the game.
Best kind of trade. And that's something that they don't have on the red side bottom lane is any truly hard CC. You got the snares from Karma, but They're not easy to get in the laning phase.
Yeah, those are pretty inconsistent.
So, and then the traps are completely reliant on somebody stepping on them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be an interesting dynamic playing out between the two of them.
Yeah, it's just the Zelvrak Wucha lane is oppressive, but the Twin Theory lane on the other end is just, it has far more outplay potential, let's say.
Yeah, and they're both very good players as well. So,
So who are you liking for the lineups though? Overall,
I'm gonna have to go because I can't remember their team name right now. Red side. I like the choices that they have for engage better when it comes to team fights.
you mean like the Nautilus ult?
Yeah, the Nautilus ult,
Q,
Lux snares, and the Karma team speed ups to get in. I think overall that's a really strong engage with good poke from the Caitlyn and Lux, but strong disengage also coming from White Girl Wasted.
I don't think they really wanted to be running in with the Karma engage with the massive AoE speed up, because as you're saying, it's a lot of long range champions. Like their main damage is both long range. So
I'm mostly saying it for the follow up. If they do get a really good Nautilus ulti onto Dynamic Theory or somebody,
right,
they've got the instant speed up to get in there and get the pick.
Can just expect, I've been expecting lots of chain CC combos coming in over on Negative Space's end. The Nautilus Q into Lux Binding into Lux Ult and like Caitlyn Trap and all kinds of meanness like that.
Yeah, and as for White Girl Wasted, they'll have to really look for some strong flanks. Watch for some deep wards coming in from them to get that Maokai teleport flank in, and then have the LeBlanc run in just behind them.
Yeah.
To try and get that assassination onto the Caitlyn or the Lux.
So Kozik's starting on the top side. Do you think we're gonna see a standard run? Oh no,
looks like he's going down there.
That's a bummer.
Just protecting the red invade.
I was like level 2 mid gank.
It could still happen.
Yeah, but with red buff though. That's just saying.
Yeah, that's true.
The YOLO Q cheese strats, but apparently not so much. Not today.
Not so much this game. Bot side's generally the better place to start anyways, because you get a really good leash from that. Wucha even taking a little bit of damage there from the Grump just to help out even more in the jungle. That'll make his clear really, really healthy.
Lux already getting in on the trades. Not the better end of the trade still, but
unfortunately that early W damage from LeBlanc is pretty strong. And that lost trade early actually at level 2 could cause some serious problems.
She misses then, but doesn't send out the binding against him.
Yeah, it's a zoning jump there.
Yeah,
keeping them back. So, and Maokai Nautilus top lane, that's going to be just an absolute farm fest and wet noodle fight.
Yeah, White Girl Wasted did end up taking both of the golems down on the bottom lane this time around. Last game they only took the small one, but they took them both to try and get that early level 2. Yeah, they knew how oppressive this lane is going to be, so they want to make sure they don't get bullied out, that they keep up in experience. Yeah. Get that early level 2 just to keep them safe and be able to push the lane a little bit better. Exactly. But yeah, you can already see how easy it is for the Karma and Caitlyn to just put excess damage onto the Theory bot lane. They are missing more CS though. They've been so reliant on trying to poke them out that they've been missing their CS numbers. That is true. Ooh, good bubble. Nice bubble. Lands in. A lot of damage coming out from Dynamic Theory. Gonna force the potion early, so not a bad trade there. Good combo, and Karma coming in to try to get some poke down on the way out. Karma Q will cause the potion to come out from Lucian as well, though, so pretty even trade coming out. No summoners burnt on either side, so both lanes are still pretty safe. Gray's rotating around, checking out.
Grabbing the Scuttle Crab right now down in the bot lane. That'll help with the vision. And Maokai and Nautilus going at it. Maokai definitely losing that trade pretty hard. The shield's coming out strong from the Nautilus W on that.
Yeah, he's been consistently losing in the damage numbers. He's down to about a third of his HP, with Nautilus still being extremely healthy. Yeah. And Nautilus has both his potions still up.
Yeah, no, that's going to be... Looks like it's going to be a rough lane for a while.
Ooh, Graves catching out this Kha'Zix in his own jungle.
Kha'Zix forced to flash because he got stuck on the wolves there. I think he did manage to pick up the large wolf, though.
The Graves flash also went down, but Lux rotates out. Ooh.
First blood onto the Lux. LeBlanc will be able to trade back the kill there. Good rotation by the mid lane there.
Yeah, so both mid laners have double buffs.
So, yeah, buff transfer complete, I guess. But, yeah, that's really good for the Bradshaws in the mid, getting the first blood bonus there.
Oh, no, LeBlanc didn't end up having blue. Only got red off of that.
Oh. Yeah, and with Bradshaws having both, that's going to really be a bad time for LeBlanc now.
Yeah, helps out Lux's laning immensely, that's for sure. Oh, good catch with the binding again.
Just on point every time Fistful of Jesus dashes in there. Instant Q right on target for that.
Yeah. Now it's got a couple point in the shielding. She doesn't even take that bad on the receiving end of the trades, especially since she can spam it out with the blue.
And with the extra AP that blue grants, it also helps her trading there too, not just with the cooldown reduction and mana regen. That was one of the bigger buffs. I believe that was in the mid-season update that happened, with blue buff giving AP now.
Kha'Zix trying to make something happen up here on the top lane with Maokai being so low, but Maokai is also still pushed way under his tower, so this could be a little bit risky, but Kha'Zix is rotating around. Yep, just scouting around, get some deep wards
in the jungle there. Spot each other out. A little bit of harass onto the Graves, and down in the bot lane they continue to trade out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There we go. Now Karma's starting to get the good trades in too. Oh, level 6 LeBlanc coming in before the Lux.
Double dash coming out. I think that was just trying to get her back off the wave, but not a whole lot came out after the shields. So, but one of the big things to look at is the Theory bot lane is just having a field day in CS numbers. Yeah, they're up almost 20 CS, over 20 CS now.
Their trades have been far better too than the Caitlyn Karma ones.
Not exactly what I expected coming out of this lane.
Yeah, like I was saying, there's outplay potential here for the Lucian and Nami lane. Basically, the main thing that Karma Caitlyn has is their range, and if they're not utilizing their range, then they get punished.
Well, and that was the problem early on. She got caught by that bubble, and some big trades going down. The Maokai doing lots of damage. That might be a kill.
Whoa, it would have been.
Kha'Zix manages to jump away. Nautilus missing the hook, and everyone will walk away not dead, so probably happy about that.
But with how badly Kha'Zix lose that trade, and the fact that he's up in the top lane makes this an easy Ocean Drake coming in over on,
especially with the dominance that White Girl Wasted's bot lane has had. That Theory bot lane just showing up big time so far in the tournament.
Yeah,
from what I can tell.
So they just assumed that Lucian had gone back to pick up his BF sword with his massive CS advantage, but nope. He went over to go help out with the dragon. Now he's going to push it in the wave. Hopefully it'll crash in time, and then he'll go back for his own stuff.
Looks like it will freeze just in front of the tower as the minions get there. I don't think they're quite in tower range. So, yeah. Caitlyn can put on a freeze now. Big trade coming out in the mid lane. That shield not doing that much anymore.
No, not with only 1 point in it.
That's going to hurt, but Bradshaw should be able to go back now, and oh no, looks like he's just going for the blue buff.
This could be risky.
So,
doesn't want to be giving over the blue buff to LeBlanc, that's for sure.
He'll probably be at about 70% life after that potion stops ticking, and some more trading going on between Maokai and Nautilus in the top lane. Those fights will take a while to have any deaths.
Nautilus still wins them. It's just that Maokai has the better sustain than he does.
Yeah, Maokai wins early with the shields that he gets, but Yeah.
I mean Nautilus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nautilus gets the shields.
Oh. Missed the binding
Missed
that
the
time.
binding for the first time, I think.
But LeBlanc also didn't get any damage down himself, so.
Yeah. Overall, a pretty quiet laning phase. I was kind of expecting a bit more action coming out from the junglers. We had that one fight.
Well, they've been fighting each other, and Kha'Zix loses a duel apparently to Maokai, so they haven't exactly been in each other's face. You're right. Been dealing with their own stuff.
They're kind of waiting it out. I believe White Girl Wasted will just look for some mid-game power spikes from Lucian and capitalize on this 20 CS lead that he has, hopefully in the mid-game around a couple dragon fights or something like that.
Yeah, he's already in a position that he can probably beat the Caitlyn in a 1v1 situation.
Yeah,
oh,
good
nice
bubble onto Karma.
Oh,
that's
wow.
a lot of damage coming out. The exhaust is forced. Culling comes out and does a lot to Caitlyn. Caitlyn might go down right here.
Whoa,
That's a pickup by Dynamic Theory. Good kill. Watery's on the backside, though. Gets that ultimate and the hook. The bubble does land, though. He might be in trouble. Nope.
Yeah,
gets the kill.
down.
And now he's just going to walk away because he's Nautilus. And
yeah. LeBlanc comes in to try to help out with a bit more extra damage, but not enough. While that's happening, though, the Graves instead rotates up top to try to help out get the damage down on the top tower instead of
doesn't
bottom.
look like they'll quite be able to take that tower down. They'll get it pretty low, but I'll have to wait for another wave or two. And Kha'Zix will be there to help out on that.
So there we go. Lux is still losing these duels against LeBlanc.
Yeah. Kha'Zix, little bit greedy under tower, gets executed by the Graves ult. And that will be the tower going down.
He was desperate to try to save out the top outer tower, but he was a little bit too desperate to do it, and he ends up giving up a kill for it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Nautilus not able to make it back in time to help out there.
LeBlanc's still hunting down this Lux.
Yeah, in a lot of trouble. Misses both of the W's and the chain. That'll be
Burns his
a clean
ignite
getaway for Bradshaw's, yes. And LeBlanc manages to juke out the hook. So no kills picked up. That was a missed opportunity by LeBlanc.
Plus losing a summoner cooldown in the first place. That's also rough. Oh, here it is, the 1v1.
But, and teleport coming in from the Maokai, hoping to catch on to the Caitlyn, but that Karma speed up is just too huge.
Yeah.
That's a very safe Caitlyn right now.
Ends up being a burnt out teleport for very little. Yeah. I definitely expect the push to go all the way up.
Shove this in, yeah.
Graves coming in to support.
Dragon's still 2 minutes away, so they can't really look to get that.
Graves making it over to make it a 3v4.
Kha'Zix is here, though. Tries to get onto the Nami. Will get rooted up by Maokai and instantly exploded. That will be a kill going over to Maokai. He really needed that in his lane. Not going too well so far for him.
There we go. Good catch-up coming in from the LeBlanc, going in and getting the root down on the Karma. Karma can't go anywhere because it does proc, but Lux is here, manages to successfully lock down the LeBlanc, and
that kill will go
Caitlyn
over to Caitlyn, yeah. Ultimate from Caitlyn comes out. Doesn't land onto any big damage targets, though. Just hits the Maokai, and he'll happily tank that for his team. Yeah,
now the rest of the squad will get out, even though Nautilus is rotating out down to try to catch out somebody. It'd probably be a little bit too little too late. Lux will have ult up a little bit.
If he tries to go in there, he's not going to be too happy with what he finds. He only has magic resist build so far, and that Graves and Lucian are pretty big right now. Lucian has his Youmuu's finished off, gets the Berserker Greaves picked up as well.
They're definitely trying to force out this counter push, even though Caitlyn is...
Yeah. Oh, the binding. That'll be a dead Nami. Very good pick by Bradshaw's there.
Yeah. Good 1v4 kill there. Managing to thread the needle on the binding and then ult down that Nami.
Yeah. They are looking for a 5v5 fight here. Art gets picked up, but he manages to get out with the dash and ulti. Caitlyn gets caught and goes down into Dynamic Theory. LeBlanc will pick up Bradshaw's on the backside, and Nautilus will just have to ult himself to safety. He's looking to come back around on Dynamic Theory. Ends up dying. I don't know. I think he could have tried to keep running out of that one.
They were planning on going in for the dive with the Kha'Zix rotating around, but instead, White Girl Wasted pulls the trigger on the counter. Instead, before Kha'Zix was able to get in position, they locked down and killed the Lux, as well as, that was the LeBlanc was chasing down the Lux, managed to finish him off, but they catch out the Caitlyn and kill the Caitlyn in the 3v3.
It looked like Graves went down there, I guess, at some point. I thought he got an out just fine, but I guess he went down. So I think that was overall a 3-for-3 trade. So pretty even trading under tower there. And especially with the Caitlyn getting caught out so early. But another kill going on to LeBlanc. Both the mid laners sitting at 2-1 and 2, with Lux having that slight CS lead plus the first blood advantage. So she is scaling up fairly well, but so is LeBlanc, and Caitlyn's got to be scared of that.
Blue buff again going over to Lux. Lux being able to spam out all her lasers. Definitely doing work if she manages to keep landing these bindings.
Yeah, no, she has been... Bradshaw's has been on point with his bindings so far today. Only missing 1 or 2.
Definitely not missing the super mission critical ones, that's for sure. Jeez.
Yeah.
Making big plays down in the bot tower.
And Caitlyn is there to help with the wave clear, as Lux is now in the bottom lane picking up that wave that got shoved into tower down there. Maokai will be hunting around for pink wards, and Hook just misses Dynamic Theory, gets the dash out of there. That could have been a huge pickup from Hook into a Caitlyn trap, into Karma CC. That would have been a dead Lucian if that Hook landed.
Negative Space is not doing a very good job in getting any counter pressure or counter objectives. They're down 2 dragons now, as well as being down the 2 towers from earlier. They tried to counter push that tower, and it ended fairly poorly for them. So now they are looking to just defend this middle one, because that's the last of the outer ring that White Girl Waste is going to want, because it definitely opens up the map a fair bit getting down this middle one. You have a lot more opportunity to go into the jungle and get some deep wards down once this mid outer tower goes down.
Yeah, and Lucian just picking up the wave down in the bottom lane right now, getting that pushed in.
He's got good ward coverage down there. He can push it relatively safely.
And he will be pushing it to tower. Caitlyn looks like she's going to go try to meet him there. You don't want to go in front of the tower there. Caitlyn would lose that duel right now. Not at all at an item spike yet. Still just hanging on to the BF sword and Zeal. And Karma taking a wrong turn there. Has to flash away. That might not be enough, and Calling comes out.
Oh, but Kha'Zix comes in.
Kha'Zix comes in. The Nautilus knockup will be enough for Kha'Zix to pick that up. LeBlanc will chase him down as well, though. And
LeBlanc for swap, and LeBlanc gets caught.
There's another binding.
Oh, where'd she go? And
there's Caitlyn. Nautilus picks it up with the
good Nami
out there. And clean up crew Graves coming through right now. Maokai getting the root onto Caitlyn, securing her in place. So overall, what was that? 3 for 2? So Dynamic Theory going down.
That'd be 4.
Pretty good. Getting a good catch onto that Caitlyn, though. Or Karma, sorry.
Yeah. So they end up getting the bottom inner for this, which is pretty solid lead. Like, they're definitely consolidating all their objectives at this point. Doing extremely well with their catches.
Completely shutting out Negative Space on objectives right now. And that's shown in the 5k gold lead.
And with those Moby boots, once she is in combat, once somebody does hit Karma, she's got the lowest movement speed out of anybody right now in play. So unfortunately for her, but that should be helped out with the shield speed boost as well, though. So I don't think the Moby boots are too bad of a pickup there. When she gets caught, they are. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I guess, yeah.
So now they're just lining back up. White Girl Waste is continuing to be the aggressor on all points, and they just want this tower. They want to make sure they can get the wards as deep as possible. Then they can start threatening like a 20-minute Baron if they really, really want, or they can just keep consolidating these dragons. It's also a possibility.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Negative Space, their main source of power right now is that Nautilus. That's just unkillable. Blanc gets caught out, but just gonna
ends
hop
up burning
away.
out the Kha'Zix ultimate.
Does burn the Kha'Zix ulti.
And the Caitlyn.
Not too critical of ultis there, though. So
if they force out this fight in this jungle, it might be.
Might be. But Negative Space taking the smart path around, going all the way back to their base and making sure they don't get caught out in that jungle. Too much Fog of War in there. Nautilus is finding the LeBlanc, and that's the only target that LeBlanc does not want to find.
Hasn't been finding the pink wards, though. Oh, there we go. Now they got vision of exactly all the space that White Girl Wasted can see.
And that is...
They're just rotating a little bit faster, though.
So dark jungle coming in for Negative Space.
So they're getting all these little bits of damage on both the top inner and the middle outer. So they are slowly whittling away.
Yeah.
Basically, Negative Space needs something to happen here. They need to wave clear faster. They need to get a good engage under a tower. Wow, that Graves going in greedy.
Graves damage. That bursted out Caitlyn. Caitlyn is not good enough to sit under this tower right now.
Yeah, she's not healthy enough,
She has not enough health. Will be backing off, so it'll be up to the Lux to make sure the waves stay clear, trying to hold on to that mid tower. They will lose a lot of jungle pathing for themselves if they drop this mid tower, which should go down on this wave right here. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Dive
coming in. Colleen comes out, catches onto a couple members, and Lucian takes a lot of damage. Not quite enough coming out from Lux yet to
good combo,
burst him out.
Good combo to try to force out White Girl Wasted, but it might be a little bit too late because they did still get the outer tower.
Yeah, unfortunately, that did have to go down with that Caitlyn getting caught out. Just didn't have the wave clear to keep them all off. They are pushing in for
counter push
the opposite mid tower, but I don't think they'll be able to pick it up here. Not enough minions right now, and Lucian was able to clear them out before he got back. Before he backed.
Wow, LeBlanc's just going in ham.
Is finding the damage. Yeah.
While Graves solos the dragon. That was
another dragon picked up.
Yeah, Negative Space was looking to rotate around to go and snipe that dragon since they realized they couldn't get the outer mid tower. But
trying to steal away the blue now,
wow.
Maokai catching out Kha'Zix, and that is not a good time. And Graves will just smite away the blue buff, so that's an even worse pickup. Or drop by Negative Space, because now Bradshaw's one of the big carries of this game with all those bindings, does not have the blue buff to be able to sustain his offense and wave clearing.
Yeah, there was a solid flash engage coming in from the Maokai to make sure they locked down on that Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix has just been bullied this entire game. I wasn't really convinced about the pick in pick and bans, and now I'm convinced that it wasn't super solid.
Yeah, unfortunately, just not able to find anything early to get going, and just
now he's getting punished for it. He's losing in fight. Well, he was losing in fights to Maokai level 6, but now it's even worse.
Yeah, does not have the items to really kill off anybody on White Girl Wasted, so it's going to be a rough game for Kha'Zix. They'll definitely be looking towards Maokai and Lux to try and stall out this game and hopefully get that Caitlyn up to a 5-6 item point where she'll just run and train over Lucian's damage. But in the meantime, White Girl Wasted has all of the map to work with. They can go wherever they want, and Negative Space just kind of has to try and do their best to keep up.
Yeah. They've been getting consistently out-rotated. They're always just a little bit behind of knowing exactly where White Girl Waste is going to be at any given point in time. And now they've got to blind check this Baron, which could also be bad. Oh,
there are a lot of wards for White Girl Waste, and they will catch out Watery. He will go down. Fistful of Jesus finding that kill finally.
Oh.
Wucha will follow quickly behind.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the Baron very easily for...
They're so far ahead, and there was such a good catch, so they didn't care that it was the tank that they caught. They burst him down anyhow.
ahead right now.
And then they finish off the Karma just because she was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Gets hit by that Nami wave. Easy cleanup.
Yeah, LeBlanc making sure that Kha'Zix doesn't come in and try to steal anything.
It doesn't mean he's not still thinking about it.
Yeah, does see him there. And he is actually taking on the LeBlanc pretty hard right now. Lux Laser comes out, and Kha'Zix steals the Baron. What a play.
Wow.
There is his one good play of the game. After getting shut out early, Caitlyn shouldn't have been there at all. She'll get caught out too. So Baron on to
3 members.
3 members, I believe. I'm pretty sure Nautilus was up in time for that.
Yeah.
One hell of a steal by Kha'Zix.
Oh, no, he was not up in time. My mistake.
Oh.
Neither was Karma. Only 1 Baron.
One Baron. So, I mean, overall, that's better than 5 members of White Girl Wasted having Baron.
Yeah.
So, can't complain too much about that.
Yeah.
But not the ideal situation after a steal.
Yeah. So, you probably expect to make the most of this ward coverage that is on the red end of the red side jungle. Just be going in to try to push up those 2 last inner towers.
Yeah, and they Negative Space should be able to pick up this mid tower now with the Baron buff.
Oh.
And Nami gets pulled away from the ulti, I believe. Kha'Zix gets instantly bursted out. Watery not really finding a good time against this Lucian. He's putting out a lot of damage. Bradshaw has to flash away. Karma will get snared up by LeBlanc and eventually go down to that ignite. Caitlyn trying to hop away here as well. Almost picks up Art on the backside. Ulti will come out but will be blocked by LeBlanc. That will pop her passive as well. And LeBlanc really just going in, tanks an extra tower shot for fun.
Yeah, ends up being 2 for none trade that Kha'Zix went a little bit too deep. He expected that he was going to be able to get that kill successfully off the Nami, but Nami managed to just barely survive, so Kha'Zix wasn't able to jump back out with the resets.
Yeah, and importantly, the Lux had to flash out of that, so she does not have that safety for the next team fight. She still has her heal, but the AD carry Caitlyn unfortunately does not have either summoner as well, so White Girl Wasted probably going to be looking in this next minute to force that fight at Dragon. That will be... Which Drake is that coming up? Only an Ocean Drake, but that's still stats that Negative Space really can't afford to give up at this point.
Still helps with the sieges, which is what they've been doing this entire game. They've been consistently being the sieger as opposed to the defender, so... Makes sense. It's still worthwhile. It might not be as good as, say, a Mountain Drake or some such, but helps them out nevertheless.
Yeah. Negative Space really been lucky so far with the Dragon. 2 Cloud Drakes and 1 Ocean Drake is all that White Girl Wasted has picked up so far. And that trend continues with the 2nd Ocean Drake coming up as well.
Yeah, they're just running around collecting buffs now too. Like they have this map so well. And as you're saying, since they do have the Drakes that they have with the extra movement speed and the extra regeneration, it actually helps them a fair bit avoiding these snares and avoiding the
and just rotating around the map from tower to tower. Getting the Ocean Drake regeneration and the Cloud Drake movement speed really helps them siege up quite easily.
Siege up multiple locations with all 5.
Once again, not quite an Infernal or a Mountain Drake for that extra finishing power that those would bring out, but not too bad for how White Girl Wasted have been playing this game. Yes. And catch Art goes hard under the tower, and he might drop here. Somehow lives through everything. Mauve Mount Mortius pops there, keeping him alive after the Lux laser. I don't know how he survived that.
He just
that was
one man
dashed in.
He 1v2 dived originally, and his team's like, wait, oh, okay, and then all coming up, follow up.
Caitlyn getting some extra damage on LeBlanc. LeBlanc missing some more spells. Not for being 7-3 and 5. Not really had the best game. Missed a lot of W's and chains that could have been very easy kills. And Maokai getting chased down by the red buff now. Flash engage onto Caitlyn.
Yeah, well done.
Chased too far there. No support from her team coming out.
Like, this regeneration's really, really shining through, right? They have a fight, and they're like, nah, we're good. And they just rotate down to another lane to go.
Wait a few seconds, rotate down, kill some minions, and they're good to go again. And without Caitlyn now, this siege is a little bit more dangerous for Negative Space. They could easily lose an inhib tower if they engage wrong. Kha'Zix chasing after LeBlanc. Kind of surprised that LeBlanc didn't just turn back around on Kha'Zix on that one.
Yeah, well, there's a Hex Drinker there, and Kha'Zix did win a duel against her about 4 minutes ago. So I understand the reservation, but you're right.
Yeah,
At this point, you probably would still win.
Yeah. We're still 10K gold up for White Girl Wasted right now, and we're not at that 80K gold spot where gold leads don't matter. So
Yeah, but you got to remember also where the gold is and the players who have got it, right?
Yeah, and really LeBlanc is one of those players. Gold is actually fairly evenly distributed among all the carries. Lucian sitting at 6-2 and 8, LeBlanc 7-3 and 6, and Graves 5-2 and 7. So
Negative Space finally on the board with the global
finally
objective.
gets that mid tower going down. They got the top tower a little while ago.
Oh, right.
I believe the minions took that one down.
But it was an earned objective that they actually got as opposed to stealing.
They're looking for the death brush here. Nautilus and Kha'Zix will get spotted out by the Graves smoke screen.
Yeah, and Graves is right there, but didn't get caught out because Nautilus was in the smoke. Didn't know to queue out and grab him.
Yeah. And that pink ward will go down. So Negative Space, unfortunately, losing the extra vision that they had there. Still trying to look for brush, and Lux instantly explodes. LeBlanc will pay with her life, but yeah, that's not a member that you want to be losing if you're Negative Space.
If they go kill for kill, it's even. Oh, no, there we go.
And there comes the Tidal Wave engage.
Oh, does catch him.
Nautilus, but not enough
Force
there.
out the flash.
Maokai's a little deep in the base here.
Full
taking
team
on
jumps over with him.
And Caitlyn. Graves will be hunting down the Caitlyn. Lucian dashes in, gets the double kill. Chases after the Nautilus. Will not get the triple. And that's 3 kills in very quick succession there.
Yeah, they just all jump over the walls.
They are a little trapped in the base right now. We'll just have Maokai tank that up and get out of there. We'll be pushing down the mid inhibitor, not going for Baron so far.
Lux is still pretty solid in the wave clear, though. So
yeah, the Lux ulti Dynamic Theory taking a huge chunk from Karma, will not go down. The Theory bot lane barely surviving, and down goes the Nami / Q by Karma. Will pick that one up. I think they stayed a little too long on that. I don't know if they
Negative Space counter Baron. Negative Space counter Baron.
I don't think they have the power to do that. Unfortunately, LeBlanc is waiting for Karma to come around and check this bush right now, and will be jumping in, gets the root, and Karma will be rooted in place. Not dead yet, and Maokai picks it up with the snare.
Rough times to be a support.
Yeah, unfortunately, Fog of War is not your friend.
Oh, here we go.
And it's not LeBlanc's friend either.
See, yeah, Kha'Zix did pretty well in that duel.
Laser just misses LeBlanc. I'm assuming because Spectator Client just kind of moved us out of the way for that one. And Caitlyn will be picking up the red buff. Graves looking for it too. Finds a Kha'Zix. And the ulti hits onto a couple people, but no one he wanted. And Nautilus gets the hook onto
CC chain.
Graves will go down, but so will Kha'Zix. That Graves lasting for a lot longer than Kha'Zix was hoping for. Does not manage to get out. Dynamic Theory, and
Nautilus was fanking for days, but there's no damage coming in to make most of it.
Both of the bot lane had to back out of that one.
So while they're up there, they decided to push in on that top tower.
Bubble onto Lux.
Yeah,
nothing going to come out of it, though.
Clear.
Just lets them get that inner tower for free. So, Negative Space, they're outside of their base. That's what they have is Negative Space. No towers left in the inner or outer ring. And
breaking this inhib line might be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. Wow. Setup. Quantum Theory way too far forward. But Dynamic Theory getting in with the Cullen coming out. Will not find the kill on Caitlyn, but enough to force her back and keep Nami alive.
That was risky. That was risky. They will be going down to pick up a Mountain Drake finally.
Yeah, here we go. This is exactly what they need.
This will help clear that base, because unfortunately the siege was starting to not work as well inside the base with the low-range Lucian and Graves not being able to put out a lot of tower damage safely.
You gotta be careful. They no longer have any eyes on Baron. Oh, wait. Is that one? Yeah, no. Excuse me. There's one small, tiny little ward. But here we go. Negative Space going in for it.
Negative Space Kha'Zix accidentally tanking the Baron. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be Nautilus that was tanking that one.
Yeah, they need to get some damage in over here because this is taking forever.
It
Lux
is taking
finally
a while. Nami
getting some damage
is
down.
looking around, trying to find some
Here we go.
things. Caitlyn is here now, though. That should go down
And
fairly
now that there's
quickly.
no eyes on it, they get it for free. Wow. Just, yep.
Could have been the bubble steal. I was hoping.
Nami didn't even
been-
realize. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe I should ward this. And then it's gone.
But that is a Baron picked up. That's
For 5 members this time, not just one.
Yeah, that's a worthwhile trade for that Mountain Drake at this point. Because unlike White Girl Wasted, they do have siege potential with the Caitlyn. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see how they use that still down 10k gold. But that Baron might give them a little bit of breathing room to get back in this game.
I hope White Girl Wasted does not slow down the game, though. They just keep with the push, despite the fact that they got to push against Baron minions. They don't want to be on the defensive at this point.
Yeah, no, they have to keep going because they don't want to let negative space stall out this game all that much longer. Caitlyn does have Infinity Edge Hurricane finished with a Last Whisper and BF Sword in her inventory, so she's starting to get to the points where she's going to be just ripping through everyone.
Yeah. So they're just trying to maintain wave control across the board, have them all push up. That top lane is slowly pushing, but that's what they're doing. They're consistently staying on the rotation, but rotation does not work quite as well when you're on the last
I don't know about
towers.
this Maokai and Nami just hanging out in that brush for so long. Negative space is not going to leave the base. They have the Baron already. There's no objectives outside of the map. They're just going to stall out and farm out this game. It'll be very surprising if they get caught out in their own jungle, which Caitlyn almost does, trying to clear out a ward.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to mess around. It's no longer. I was mistaken. It's not actually slow pushing in favor of White Girl Wasted. It's against. So Lucian's going to go up to rotate it over.
And Maokai will get hooked in. Not exactly the target you want. Caitlyn trying to rain down blows, but still not quite at that power spike yet where she can just rip through Maokai with his ultimate.
Yep, he takes almost no damage. He's already healed all the way up.
Full healed from his passive and the Nami heals as well. And probably the Ocean Drakes as well, because they do have 2 of those. So that's the problem going against for the poke composition that negative space really has with the Caitlyn and the Lux, is the poke's not sticking.
No, not with twin Ocean Drakes, that's for sure. I mean, all 5 dragons, basically off of cooldown, have always been going over to White Girl Wasted.
Yeah.
It starts to add up regardless as to the
And
strength of the buffs.
that's also going to be a very scary Elder Drake. Even if it's just Ocean and Cloud Drakes mostly, with just the one Mountain Drake in there. That's still a lot of stats going on to White Girl Wasted if they get that Elder Drake.
Yeah. Like this jungle
And,
is White Girl Wasted.
A little bit of an accident there. Maokai does pick up the red buff. Gets it with the Cinder Hulk, I believe. Sunfire Cape manages to pick up the last hit on that. So, unfortunate play there. But that's still a buff denied out of Negative Space's jungle, so...
Well, it's not Negative Space's jungle, as I was saying. It's more of White Girl Waste's
That is a fair point.
But they, as you're saying, they did get waited out. I mean, the Baron was enough for them to not be getting sieged on, them being Negative Space, and they might have been losing the CS in their jungle, but they've been able to closing up the lead a little bit by just consistently farming, keeping themselves alive, not losing kills for once. Like that Baron was good for them.
No, that Baron did a lot of good things for Negative Space, and most importantly, that Caitlyn's getting into the scary territory now, having the Bloodthirster completed. Does have a Elixir of Wrath in the inventory ready to go for a fight, so that's a lot of lifesteal going on with the Overshield from Bloodthirster. Will help her not get instantly deleted by the LeBlanc.
Dragon's up here in 80 seconds. You can expect that to be the next for sure fight, or at the very least, just White Girl Waste is picking it up because they have so much jungle dominance, and vision dominance. It's a little bit crazy.
But at the same time, Negative Space almost has to fight for this Elder Drake, you'd imagine, because you don't want it going over when the fights are this close already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is either where the next fight happens or it's just freebie.
That will be in 49 seconds here, so we'll have to see what the teams do. Just kind of dancing around waiting for it to spawn right now.
Yeah. Here we go, keeping the vision down, locking down their blue buffs.
There's a slow push going on in the top lane. Maokai and Nautilus kind of just...
Oh, here we go.
There's not a whole lot going on, but the engage comes in. Tidal Wave goes across several members of Negative Space, and no one is dead yet.
Kha'Zix manages to flash back out after his engage.
The Q finally missing from Lux does not land onto Dynamic Theory. That would have been a dead Lucian if that had hit, but that might be the Elder Drake. Kha'Zix stepping a little too far forward there. Dynamic Theory does have the binding instantly deleted by Kha'Zix and Lux.
There's no reason for Lucian to be out there.
Step too far forward, and that's Nami going down as well. Kha'Zix will make it out with just a sliver of health. That was not a good spot to be in by White Girl Wasted. They will have to run away from this Elder Drake, not able to pick it up anymore.
Lucian didn't need to be out there after they had pushed out the enemy team like completely from their jungle. They could have just rotated down, burnt down this dragon,
or at the very least like gone around and not just over the wall there, right in view of the Lux. So Elder Drake is started up by Negative Space, and Nautilus trying to push back the Graves.
Well, they're not actually damaging the Drake anymore.
Here. Yeah, nope. And LeBlanc comes in, tries to blow up Caitlyn, does not find her. Maokai will go down. Graves being chased away by Kha'Zix. He will come back though, and now the Elder Drake is started in full, and that should be going over to them. Lux waiting, trying to get the catch, does not land the binding onto Graves. Graves flashes forward and will be chased down. Manages to get out alive. Flash forward by Caitlyn, gets a headshot. That will be a GA proc. And Nami not in the right spot there. Caitlyn barely staying alive.
Wow.
There's a lot of lifesteal going on and a lot of healing going down. Graves finally dies fully.
So
no more GA. Caitlyn does go down.
But Lucian's back in. He's finishing off
Lucian chasing down. Nautilus getting
good
killed
bubble.
Out. There goes the Lux. Karma goes down just behind them. That is a double kill for Lucian and 4 for 2, I guess, after what was a disastrous play by White Girl Wasted. They are going to push in and just ruin this base now.
Yeah, they need to open
does
up.
Pick up the Elder Drake, but at what cost? You're going to lose a lot of your base here.
Maybe all of it? With these
Maokai
cooldowns?
is teleporting in on the minion right now. Will be able to tank up the towers, so I don't know. Kha'Zix, you were unfortunately gets popped by LeBlanc, and that should be the game for White Girl Wasted. Very back and forth there.
Yeah, it was really tight there for a second with the Lucian getting caught out. I was worried there for White Girl Wasted, but they successfully pull it out in the end.
Yeah, unfortunately, just too hard of a chase onto the Graves at the end there by
the entire team.
Mostly the Caitlyn flashing forward for it, and just took forever to kill him with the Nami there as well, and all the lifesteal that he had. So, unfortunate plays on both sides. So, looking forward, I don't know who they have to face in the rest of the tournament, but I'd be a little worried if I'm White Girl Wasted with how that late game played out.
Well, they have another match. They got to finish this off. This is a best of 3.
Oh, this is best of 3 now.
So we'll actually be right back. I think we're just going to have to take a quick break, and then we'll be back for game 2 of the best of 3 for the losers brackets finals. Rock on.
All right.
flood. Used to sleep, but now we're stressed out.